Alex and Jordan grew up side by side. From the time they were children, their lives were intertwined. They played together on the same streets, went to the same schools, and dreamed of conquering the world together. If Alex had an idea, Jordan was there to support it. If Jordan stumbled, Alex was always the first to pick him back up. They weren't just friends. They were family in every sense but blood. To anyone who saw them together, their bond appeared unbreakable. For years, the friendship flourished. They celebrated each other's victories and helped one another through failures. They laughed until their sides ached, built plans for the future, and promised that no matter what happened, they would face it together. To Alex, Jordan was the one person he could always rely on, the one constant in a world that never stopped changing. But beneath the surface, small cracks had begun to form. Jordan carried something within him that Alex never noticed, or perhaps chose not to see. There were moments when Jordan's smile didn't quite reach his eyes. Times when a comment meant to sound supportive carried a sharper edge. At first, these things seemed harmless. Friends had disagreements. After all, no bond was perfect. Over time, the unease grew. Jordan's envy began as little more than shadows in the background, but shadows have a way of spreading. Alex achieved success, and though Jordan congratulated him, there was a bitterness hidden behind the words. It lingered in glances and silences, in the way Jordan's voice hardened when the attention shifted to Alex. The friendship that once brought him joy now stoked his resentment. Ambition has a way of reshaping loyalty. When opportunity presented itself, Jordan made his choice. The bond they had built over years was no longer enough. He wanted more recognition, more control, more for himself. And to take it, he was willing to sacrifice the very foundation of their friendship. It began slowly. Little lies, carefully placed. Small manipulations that at first seemed harmless, but each one built upon the other, weaving a web Alex couldn't see. Secrets he had entrusted to Jordan were twisted into weapons. Confidences became leverage. What had once been trust was turned against him, reshaped into betrayal. The moment of truth arrived suddenly, like a storm breaking in the night. Alex discovered the deception, not from a stranger, not from an enemy outside his circle, but from a very friend he had once called his brother. The realization struck harder than any physical blow. The knife in his back was not wielded by an outsider. It was held by the hand he had once trusted most. The devastation was complete. In that instant, every memory they'd shared collapsed under the weight of betrayal. The laughter that had once filled their days now fell hollow. The promises they'd made now rang like lies. The victories they had celebrated together seemed tainted, poisoned by the knowledge that envy had been festering all along. What had felt so real, so unshakable, now looked like a carefully constructed illusion. The fallout was brutal. Alex was left in ruins, struggling to understand how everything had gone so wrong. Trust, once so easily given, became impossible. Every memory of their friendship carried the sting of deception. The loss was not just of a friend, but of years of shared history that now felt corrupted. The pain did not fade quickly. Betrayal rarely does. It lingered like a shadow, reminding him again and again that the people we let closest are the ones most capable of destroying us. Betrayal does more than end relationships. It rewrites history. It takes every memory, every moment of joy, and twists it into something darker. It forces the betrayed to question everything. Was any of it real? Was the friendship genuine? Or was the knife always waiting for the perfect moment to strike? These questions do not fade. They echo long after the friendship has ended, long after the damage has been done. And in the quiet moments, Alex came to understand a chilling truth. Evil does not always arrive with horns, claws, or the malice of a stranger. It doesn't always announce itself with danger written on its face. Sometimes it wears a familiar smile. Sometimes it knows the sound of your laughter, the weight of your secrets, the beat of your heart. Sometimes the devil is not a distant enemy at all. Sometimes the devil is your best friend. If this story gripped you, remember to like this video so others can discover it. Subscribe to the channel for more haunting narratives of trust, betrayal, and the darker side of human nature. And in the comments, share your own story. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you thought you could trust? Your experience may help someone else realize they are not alone.